This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Now let us start the session 1. Today is session 1. Let me go to the notepad. So basically the SAP data are going to classify into 3 types. The first one is organization data, which is also called as enterprise structure data. The second one is master data. Third one is transaction. Okay. Third one is transaction data. So if you go any module, so we are into the MM module here. But apart from the MM module, we are going to learn any other module. So first of all, we need to understand the basically data is going to classify into 3 types: organization data, master data, as well as the transaction data here. The organization data is also called as enterprise structure data here. Okay. And we'll discuss about some few words about each and every data here. So, and what are the organization we are going to define? So what exactly the organization data? What are the modules? Not only the MM module, other modules also will involve to set up the organization data. Okay, so this we'll observe today. Okay, next master data. What is master data? We need to discuss here. The master data is like superior data here. Okay, this master data is also module to module. We'll see different master data coming to MM. So only we need to understand about the MM master data, like metal masters, vendor master, info record, source list, condition record, batch master, service master, and so on. Okay, so these master data is only one-time setup, but whenever the business requires, we will change. So you should know how to create master data, how to change the master data, how to see the display of the master data, what are the tables, what are the important fields. So day to day, we need to discuss about the master data. Now, if I want to define the master data, then organization data is prerequisite here. Okay. Next, we'll step into the, once we'll complete the master data, then we'll step into the transaction data. What is transaction data? The transaction data means if you define the organization data in the system as well as master data in the system, then we'll start the transaction data. The transaction data means the purchasing people, they need to create some purchase order, some purchase requisition, some contracts. So suppose if you want to perform inventory transactions like goods issue, so it is possible once you'll define the organization data and master data in the system here. Okay, we are very new. Okay, but in this point of time, maybe you'll not get the clarity. So today, at least we'll concentrate on the organization data. Only 3 part we'll discuss here. Okay, so instead of master data and transaction data, first we'll see today organization data here. Now, the organization, before the organization data, so initially you need to understand here. Suppose if any XYZ industry here, as you know, the SAP can implement for any industry, whether it's like a pharma industry, chemical industry, manufacturing industries, process industries, oil and gas industries, food industries, every industry you can implement SAP. So initially that particular industry or company, so they need to approach to the SAP labs, they need to take the permission so that we want to implement SAP. Later, once they will take the permission, they will approach to the different IT companies like Accenture, Wipro, Capgemini, like this here. And finally, the project will be decided here. So once the project is decided, so here implementation project, so we need to implement the SAP. Means what exactly implementation? We need to switch. So they are using other ERP, they want to switch to the SAP, then your implementation project will be started. In the implementation project, we are going to conduct some workshops here. So we don't know, right? So initially the part of team, okay, you are the MM consultant, I am the SD consultant, some XYZ is like some other technical consultant. The group of team members, like including your delivery manager, project manager, team leads, senior consultants, okay, including some associate consultants, all the project team. So we need to implement here. So in the implementation project, we'll discuss with the client here. So how many regions or how many origins here. So the client will inform you. The company is in India, US, UK, like this here. Okay. So we need to prepare the business blueprint here. Okay. Directly we are not going to prepare the business blueprint. Initially, so we need to prepare some as is document. Compared to as is document, we'll prepare to be document. Finally, we need to prepare the business blueprint here. But it is also not right time, so you are not able to understand what is the business blueprint and all. So simply you need to understand every information will take from the client here. Okay. So this organization data also will take like this only here. But at least we need to see here. So how to set up the organization data? First, initially the clients need to be defined here. Okay. So what is client here? Okay, suppose you are working. So just I will take a Tata here. Why I am taking Tata? Because everybody knows about the Tata, right? So Tata, Reliance, these companies. Okay, so if you take Tata, so everybody knows, that's what I am taking. So yeah, the Tata is a client here. Reliance is a client. Some XYZ is a client here. The client is an highest organizational element here. But as you know, in the demo we discussed the SAP going to divide into two kind of segments. One is technical modules, another one is functional modules here. So to set up the organization data, which is also called as enterprise structure data, not only the functional modules, the technical people here also is going to involve here. The technical people, to define the clients, the basis people will come forward in the picture here. The basis people, they will define the clients here. The basis people, they will define the clients. Okay, so n number of clients they will define here. Okay, so like these basis people, they will define some server setup here, like development server. Okay, a quality server, production server. In development servers, at least we require 2 clients. In the quality server, I required 1 client. Production server, I required clients. So different clients here. So this also in real-time classes we'll discuss what is system landscape, in which client, what is the work we need to do. Meanwhile, just you need to understand. So here the SAP is provided 800 client here. So this is the 800 client is provided by the SAP. So this 800 client is for trading purpose here. Okay, for practice purpose, which is also called as IDS client here. IDS means International Demonstration Education System here. Okay. So in the 800 client only you need to practice here. Suppose we are giving some access to you people, are still, even though I have in my desktop also 800 client is there. So here the SAP is provided for practice purpose. So you please practice on 800 client here. Okay, in 800 client we need to practice. But in real time, these clients will be defined by the basis people from where they will define. So whenever you take the license, the SAP is provided some master clients. The master clients like a 000, 001 master clients will be provided by the SAP. So the basis people, they will go and they will copy from this master clients 000, 001, and they will define the new clients here. The client nomenclature is 3-digit here. Okay, but this nomenclature in SAP it is possible. You can maintain numeric numbers. Okay, like 1 2 3 2 3 4. Pure numeric numbers also you can maintain. Alpha numeric also you can maintain, or pure alphabets also. But as per my experience, okay, so most of the clients 95%, even though I can say 99% clients, they will use only numeric numbers only. Your client, company codes, all. So complete enterprise structure will be the numeric. Only 1 or 2% clients they will use some alphanumeric and alphabets, but 99% every client they will use only numeric numbers only here. Okay. So all together, just you need to understand. So whenever you are discussing about the organization data, the client is an highest organizational element. So what is client here? The client is like group of companies here. The client is a group of companies. Okay, the client is an highest organizational element in SAP architecture, where we can define some set of tables and master record. The clients will be defined by the basis people. Okay, in real time. So we no need to worry about client here, because already the clients will be defined by the basis people. Okay, from where they will copy in a licensed system. So the SAP is provided the master clients like 000, 001. From that master clients, they will copy the new clients. Okay, so what is the nomenclature? Everything will be provided by the your customer, means your client. So we need to keep here. Okay, this is about client here. So once again, the client is an highest organization where, okay, so you can define some set of tables and master records here. Okay, so this will be done by the purely basis people. So here under the client, so what we need to observe, we need to define a company here. Okay, so under the company, so under the client we need to define a company. Example like Tata company, Reliance company, like this here. But maximum, okay, so this is 6-digit here. Okay, most of the clients they will take 4, but SAP is allocated a maximum 6-digit, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 here. Is a Tata company, Reliance company, some XYZ group of company here. So under the client we need to define company, but who is going to define this company? The company is going to define by the FICO people, finance people, not by us here. Okay, in real time. But in tomorrow, if I want to define a company, so however, so there is no like FICO people, right? So I will show you in tomorrow's session. Okay, so how to define a company here. But in real time, this will be done by the purely finance people here. The finance people, they will go and they will define the new company here. So the company is not a control parameter. Just you go and define a company, and you need to enter the nomenclature, the maximum 6-digit. So just now I told you that nomenclature is possible, pure numeric numbers or alphanumeric or pure alphabets here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. It is a company here. The Tata company, Reliance company. Under the company, so we need to observe company codes here. Under the company, so what we need to understand, the company codes we need to define here. Company code 1, company code 2, company code 3, and so on here. What is this company codes here? Okay, the company code, like if I'm taking as a Tata here, okay, Tata Steels is one company code here. Okay, and if I go to company code 2, the company code 2 has a some Tata Motors here, and if I'll go to company code 3, so this TCS, it is another company code here. Okay, okay, so TCS, the another company code here. So these company codes, okay, so under the company we need to observe company codes. Okay, so what is company code here? Okay, now how to differentiate company and company code? Company you need to define here, but company code, if you define, your job is not over here. Okay, but this company codes also will be defined by the finance people here, FICO people here. The finance people, they will define the new company codes here. Company also will be defined by the FICO people, and company codes also they will define. But if you define, okay, so it is not actually, so instead of you need to define as well as you need to copy. Okay, company you don't need to copy, but company code you must copy here. Same like client here. Okay, the company code, what is the nomenclature of the company code? Again, it is a company 6-digit, but company code nomenclature is maximum 4-digit here. Okay, for every client they will use only 4-digit nomenclature. Once again, the nomenclature, everything is possible, numeric numbers, alphabets, and alphanumeric here. Okay, but what about company code here? The company code is, what is the definition of the company code? So here, from where we'll copy here? See here, in like fresh implementation system, license system. Okay, the like SAP is provided only one company code, that is 001 company code here. SAP will provided only one company code which contain the complete data here. From 001 company code, you need to copy the new company codes here. From 001 company code to, you need to copy the new company codes as per the business requirement. But in training system, I have so many company codes. There are 300, 400 company codes is there. So tomorrow, suppose now I have some 230 company codes is there. If I created more 3 company codes, then my number will become 233 here, because it is training system here. Okay, so the training system, so there is no like control here. So you can define, but in real system, okay, so the SAP will provide only one company code, that is 001 company code. So from 001 company code only you need to copy. But in training system, also you will find 001 company code. Better you don't copy from 001 company code here. From where I need to copy then? So 001 company code is also there. So what I am saying, don't copy 001 here. Why should I should not copy from 001 company code? Because in trading system, so from 001 company code, if you will copy, you will not find the proper data here. Okay, so what is the alternate? So we need to copy from 1000 company code in trading system here, but it will be done by the purely FICO people. As I told you, so there is no FI, so we are completely at least. So apart from this, there are a lot of parameters will be done by the FICO people. But in tomorrow session, so org data, at least I will show you how to define the company, and how to define the company, and how to copy the company codes here. Better we need to copy from 1000 company code in trading system here. Okay, so altogether, what is the definition of the company code here? So who will give this complete information? The client will give you complete information. We have a Tata Steel's company code, so we have the business of Tata Motors, we have a business of like IT company. So this is the all. Now how many number of company codes we need to put in the business blueprint? So based on this, FICO people, they will define the company codes. But in training system, so we have a lot of company codes, so better you need to copy from 1000 company code here. But in real system, so we need to copy from only 001 company code here. This is what we need to understand here. So finally, so what is the definition of the company code here? The company code is a separate legal entity here. The company code is a separate legal entity where only the finance people will work at company code level here to take the profit and loss statement here. The company code is a separate legal entity. Only the finance people will work at company code level to take the profit and loss statements here. This is what we need to understand. So these finance people, they will work at company code purely. So like they will create some business areas, profit center segments. So all this will be done by the finance people here. Okay. So under the company code, we need to observe plants here. The plants we need to define here, like plant 1, plant 2. So this, who is going to define these plants here? Okay. Now your client people will inform you. So this, I have Tata Steel some 3 plants here. Tata Motors I have 4 plants. TCS I have only 2 plants here. So here under the Tata Steels, how many number of plants here? Okay. This plants, who is going to define the plants here? The plants is going to define by the MM people here. So we are, so now our architecture will be started in real system or training system. So the plants we need to define, and also we need to copy the plants also here. The same like company code. So the MM people, okay, So we need to define the plants and we need to copy the plants here. And at the same time, please keep in your mind, it is not possible to maintain the data manually here in training system or real system. So anywhere here, you need to copy here. It is not possible to define the data manually because whose data will be there. Lot of tables, lot of users will be there. The best practice, you must copy here. The same like here, if I come to here all together, I have some Tata Steel, some 5 plants is there. Tata Motors, I have 3 plants is there. Some TCS, I have 4 plants is there. So all the plants in the business blueprint, they will give you nomenclature here. Coming to the nomenclature, so the company code nomenclature is also 4 digit. Your plant nomenclature is also 4 digit here. Okay. The same way in real system, the SAP is provided only one plant, that is 001 plant here. In real system, if you take the fresh implemented system, the SAP is provided only one plant, that is 001 plant. But in training system, so we have so many plants here. So as same like company code, I have so many plants. Better you need to copy from. So instead of 001 plant, so you should use 1000 plant here. So if I am copying from 001 plant here, what happened here? Data inconsistency will be happening in training system here. Okay, in real system there is no option because only one company code, one plant is there 001. You must copy here. There is no other alternate. But in training system, we have a lot of plants is there. So instead of 001, so you should use in training system 1000 plant here. So you need to copy from 1000 plant. You need to rename. Okay. So the plant. So how many number of plants? Let us say all together I have 10 plants here. You need to define the plant. I need to copy the plants here. This is about in the training system here. So this is what we need to understand. The finally in the training system, like suppose now already in the business blueprint, you will come to know how many number of Tata Steel plants is there, how many number of Tata Motors plants is there, how many number of TCS plants. Okay, so altogether, what is the definition of the plant? The plant is a manufacturing unit here. The plant is a manufacturing unit or any operation unit. So where we can perform some procurement activities, production activities, sales activities will be done at a plant level here. So all your procurement activities, production activities, the sales activities will be done at a plant level. The plant is a manufacturing unit here. Okay, the client will inform you in the business blueprint how many number of plants they required. Okay, simply you need to coming to the nomenclature, it is also 4 digit, right? Same like company code. But in training system, I have so many number of plants is there. Better I need to copy from 1000 plant. But in real system, only one plant is there, 001. From 001 plant, I need to copy here. Whenever you are copying, what happened? All the data will be copied to your new plant here. Okay, so all the data will be copied to your plant. But this actually here we need to perform here. The plants is going to define the people here. Okay, so this is what we need to discuss here. So under the plant here, okay, we need to observe the store locations here. Okay, so under the plant, the store locations, we need to maintain the store location. No need to copy, just we need to maintain the store locations here. So like store location 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the different store locations here. Okay, so what is store location? Who is going to maintain the store location? The store location is going to maintain by the people here. So what is store location? Okay, so this actually how many number of store locations your client will inform you. So this is the plant, right? So example, suppose this is the Tata Steel's plant here. So in Tata Steel's plants, in Tata Steel company code here. Okay, so this Tata Steel company code, contains 2 plants. So this plant is in Hyderabad, Tata Steel Hyderabad plant, and this plant in Bangalore, example here. So this plant contains some 50 store locations. This plant contains some 60 store locations here. The client will inform you. So this plant contains some 60 store locations. This plant contains some 40 store locations, whatever it may be. So this store location nomenclature is also 4 digit here, but you no need to copy, just you need to maintain the store locations. Altogether, what is store location? What is meant by store location? The store location are stock keeping unit here. So where we need to maintain the stock here. Okay, suppose now if I created an order to the vendor here or a supplier here, vendor or supplier both are same here. What the vendor will do? Vendor will dispatch the stock here. Once I'll receive the stock, where I need to keep? I need to keep into the store location. In simple domain term, we'll call as a godowns here. The store locations are godowns here. The client will inform you. So your company code nomenclature is also 4 digit. Your plant nomenclature is also 4 digit. Your store location nomenclature is also 4 digit here. Okay, the store location nomenclature is also 4 digit. And the client will inform you like this is 001 store location. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 store location. This is 1, 2, 3, 5 store location here. So this is my raw material store location. So this is my semi-finished store location. So this is my finished store location. So this is the way all the store locations they will give us nomenclature, everything they will provide us. So we need to maintain the store locations. Okay, and we need to write like here I'm going to keep my raw materials, here I'm going to keep some semi-finished materials and all here. But who is going to maintain the store locations? The store location is going to maintain by the people here. So we need to maintain the store locations here. So what are the activities will be performed at store location level? The store location level, all your inventory activities will be performed here. Okay. So what are the inventory activities? Day to day, I'll receive the goods. So day to day, I will give me a second. Right. So who is Suresh? May I know how you got the link? Suresh? Hi, Suresh. Hello. Hi, Suresh. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, tell me. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. How you got the link? Are you Suresh?
Yes, actually, my name is Vinutna.
Okay, 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 okay.
Morning only I inquired about that MM, so that's why I'm looking for demo
No, no,
classes. So
not
I'm
an issue. Just now Srikant called me. Who is this Suresh? That's what I'm asking. No problem. You are through Avina only, right?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay, okay, okay. Your name is Vinitna.
yes, Vinutna.
Okay, 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 okay. Carry. Right. So come to the subject here. Now, so here the plant contains multiple store locations here. So the every plant we have multiple store locations. So we need to maintain the store locations under the plant here. We need to maintain the store locations under the plant here. Okay. So what are the activities will be performed at store location level here? So what are the activities? So day to day, we need to perform all your inventory activities here. So the client will inform you. So this plant contains this many store locations, like 30, 40 store locations. Example here. They will give you nomenclature. The store location nomenclature is also 4 digit. So they will inform us like where exactly we are going to keep raw materials, semi-finished materials, some packing materials. So all this, the information will be given by the client, and you need to maintain the store locations. At store locations in domain term, we'll call as a godowns. So where we are going to keep your all materials here. Okay, day to day, we need to keep the materials. So like we will receive the materials, we'll issue from these stores, we'll do the stock transfers. All the inventory activities will be performed at store location level here. And finally, we have some purchase organizations. This is also most important here. Okay, the purchase organizations here. So what is purchase organization? Okay, so what are the activities will be performed at purchase organization level here? The purchase organization is also like 4 digit element here. So this is also going to maintain by the people here. So we have 5 different kind of purchase organizations. First of all, we need to understand. Okay. So we observed what is client, what is company, what is company code, what is plant, what is store location. The same purchase organization is also argument. It is like 4 digit. You no need to define, you no need to copy, just you need to maintain the store location, same like purchase organizations. Okay, the people, they need to maintain the purchase organization. But what is the purchase organization? Yesterday demonstration we discussed here. Okay, that like any company we have different departments. Like what are the general departments? Like sales department, production plant department, quality department, HR department, warehouse department. These are the different department, plant maintenance department. We have different departments here. Any department of any company, so if they require the material, so they will approach to the purchasing department here. Okay, this is purchase organization. The purchasing department is purchase organization here. What the purchase organization people will do? So the already the people in yesterday demonstration we discussed. Is closely integrated with the purchasing department here. Okay, so they will search vendors in the market here, from where I need to procure, whether any fixed vendor is there, so which vendor is providing, how much price. These are all the legal conditions will be taken care by the purchasing organization. So they will procure the materials, so they will give the order. So this purchase organization, so if any plant, suppose now we are as per this notepad figure. Okay, so just I'm taking as example of data. So this is the company code, contains some 2 plants here, plant 1, plant 2. The plant 1 is Hyderabad and plant 2 is Bangalore here. So both are Tata Steel plant here. So this Bangalore Tata Steel plant required any material. In this they have purchase organization, they will contact to the purchasing department here. So this purchasing department is responsible to procure the materials here. So this is about purchase organization. But in SAP altogether we have 5 different kind of purchase organizations in there. Okay, let me list out what are the purchase organizations here. We have, so going forward, we'll discuss in detail, but as of now, just we need to observe. We have central purchase organization, or also called as a corporate purchase organization here. Corporate purchase organization here. Central purchase organization or corporate purchase organization. The second one is a cross plant purchase organization here. Okay, and third one is a standard purchase organization here. Standard purchase organization. Fourth one is a plant specific here. Fourth one is a plant specific purchase organization, and fifth one is a reference purchase organization here. Reference purchase organization. So altogether we have 5 different kind of purchase organizations here, but we are very initial. So just I'll explain some few words, but going forward, you'll understand what kind of purchase organizations here. If this actually we need to identify. Sometimes the client, they don't know which purchase organization they're using here. Okay, maybe no client, no companies, they are not able to use all these purchase organization, but among these 5, so some purchase organization they are using here. Okay, let us discuss about the purchase organization. I think you understand, right? Purchase organization is the purchasing department. The company, any company of any department required any materials, they will approach the purchasing department. So this purchasing department people, they will procure the materials from the different suppliers here. Okay, so this actually we have 5 different kind of purchase organizations we are discussing here. Central purchase organization. What is central purchase organization? Suppose now we are taking Tata, so you know everybody. So this as for this year, so this is a Tata company. Under the Tata company, we have 3 company codes, and each and every company code like Tata Steel, Tata Motors, TCS. All together, I have 10 plants here. In this Tata Steel plant is there, Tata Motors. All together, client level, I have 10 plants here. Okay. So the central purchase organization, when it is going to involve, if any material which is required for all my plants here, Tata Steel plants, Tata Motors plant, and TCS plants. Example, stationery. Stationery is required for every plant. So the central purchase organization will come forward and it will procure the materials for all the plants here. Bulk, they will procure bulkly. Okay, and they will distribute for all the plants. This is called central purchase organization. The central purchase organization is responsible for all the plants at client level here. So it is like a cross plant. It is like a completely different here, quite opposite. Cross plant means if any purchase organization is responsible for more than one plant here, it is not central purchase organization. For 2 plants or 3 plants, then it's called cross plant here. The standard is different here. Suppose if any plant is like compared to Bangalore plant, so both are Tata Steel plant only. The plant 1 we will consider as a Hyderabad Tata Steel plant, and plant 2 is Bangalore Tata Steel plant here. So this Hyderabad Tata Steel plant is a very bigger here. So there are so many operations, the sales operations, purchasing operations. So one purchase organization is not enough for Hyderabad plant. We have some 2-3 purchase organizations. Anyone I need to consider as a standard here to perform some special procurement activities here. Okay, maybe this point of time you are not able to understand. Please try to understand what is the basic org structure. So how to define the org structure in today's session. That's enough. Only theory part here. Plant specific means in meaning itself you can understand. Plant specific means if any purchase organization is responsible for only that particular plant here, which is not responsible for any other plant here, it's called a plant specific here. And reference means on behalf of one purchase organization, if other purchase organization is procuring, it's called reference kind of purchase organization. So this is also the organization element here. And finally, one more organization element. So most of the people who is working real time also, they don't know the purchase group. The purchase group is also org element here. So what is purchase group? The purchase group is a singular group of buyer. Now if I come to the nomenclature, client is 3 digit, your company is 6 digit, and the company code is also 4 digit, your plant is also 4 digit, your store location is also 4 digit, your purchase organization is also 4 digit. Purchase group is again 3 digit here. Okay, this. So what is purchase group? A singular group of buyer. It's an employer who is responsible for the procurement activities here. So these purchase groups will call as a floating entity. Why we are calling a floating entity? Because this purchase group we never send to any plant or any company code here. If you maintain, so this purchase group can work at client level here. So what we need to understand, suppose this Tata Steels, under the Tata Steels you have 2 plants. These 2 plants you need to assign to the Tata Steel company code. In Tata Motors I have 5 plants. All these 5 plants I need to assign to the Tata Motors here. But this purchase group we never assign anywhere here. Once you will maintain, so this purchase group can work any location here. This is called about a purchase group here. So finally the purchase group is a floating entity where okay, once you will define the purchase group in the system, so you can work for any plant or any company code here. So this is about all together. So now basically what you need to understand, the organization data is whenever you are conducting some sessions like some workshops, okay, we need to understand so where exactly the client locations, what are the company code, how many number of company codes, how many number of store locations, how many number of plants, how many number of purchase organizations, how many number of store locations each and every plant. So in the business blueprint you will get here. So as per the business blueprint you need to maintain. But tomorrow, however, we are going to start I will show you in the system. But meanwhile, you need to understand the hierarchy. So here, now if I come to completely, it start with the client here. So once again, if you'll observe the definitions, the client is going to define by the basis people. Okay, in real time. So the SAP, so the license system, the SAP is provided some master clients like 00000. The basis people, they will copy from the master clients. But in training system, the SAP is provided one client, that is 800 client, which is ideas for practice purpose. Even though our like session also will be started in 800 client, it is only for practice purpose here. So under the client company, but company is not a control parameter. In real time, the company and company code and lot of other parameters also. But at least there is no FI. I will show you in tomorrow's session how to define company and how to define the company codes. So only you need to define the company, no need to copy. But company in real time will be done by the finance people. So nomenclature is maximum 6 digit. But most of the companies they will take only 4 digit only. So under the company codes, but company code level, who is going to work at company code level? Finance people here. Okay, the finance people, they will define the company code and they must copy the company code. In training system, we have so many company codes. Better we need to copy from, apart from 000, we need to copy from 1000 company code. And it's not recommended you don't copy from 000 company code in training system. But if you come to the real system, you must copy from 000 company code here. So company code, so you must copy. Otherwise, you are not able to perform the business here. So a lot of data will be copied, right? So, but altogether, what the company code level? So, what is the what is the definition of the company code? The company code is a separate legal entity where only the finance people work at company code level to take to what they will do. They will take the profit and loss statement. So they will prepare the balance sheet. They cannot merge here. Tata Steel's level. So the financial year, like whether we are getting loss or profit, it will be done by the only finance people. Okay, they will create some business area profit center segments. So this is about company code level. In real time, it will be done by the purely FICO people here. So under the plant, our org structure will be started. So what exactly our org structure? The plants here. So the client will inform you how many number of plants here. So we need to define the plants. Coming to the plant nomenclature is also 4 digit. Okay, what is plant here? The plant is a manufacturing unit or any operation unit where we can perform your procurement activities, production activities, sales activities at the plant level. Okay, it's same like company code. In real system, we have only one plant, 000, but in training system, we have a lot of plants. Better you need to copy from 1000 plant here. Okay, and coming to, we need to maintain the store locations here. The store locations like godowns or warehouses. Okay, so here the client will inform you. The nomenclature is 4 digit. Your store location is also 4 digit. Just you need to maintain. The client will inform you like where exactly raw material store location, semi-finished store location, nomenclature, everything will be provided. Just you need to maintain. So what are the activities will be performed at store location level? Day to day, we need to perform goods receipt activities, goods issue. All your inventory activities will be performed at store location level here. So under the store location, you need to observe the purchase organization here. So this is also our argument here. So what is purchase organization? The purchasing department. So in SAP, we have 5 different kind of purchase organization, but going forward, we will understand clearly. So, but most of the time, the client also, they know what kind of purchase organization they're using. So it is completely classified into 5 different kind of purchase organizations, like central purchase organization, cross plant, standard plant, specific reference here. So this purchase organization is responsible. So what is the main purpose of the purchase organization? The purchase organization is responsible to procure the material or service. Okay, for any plant, any company, if they require any material, so directly for any department, they will approach to the purchasing department. They will decide from where I need to procure, whether I need to procure in domestic way or import way. So directly they will approach to the suitable vendor and they will procure the material for us here. Okay, this is about purchase organization here. Next, finally, the purchase group is also a singular group of buyer. So we are calling as a floating entity. So they are responsible for the procurement activities here. So generally the purchase group we never assign. So that's what we are calling a floating entity. Once you will maintain the purchase group, it is employee, right? Suddenly you can transfer to some Delhi plant here. Okay. So this is about purchase group is a floating entity. We never assign to any company code or any plant. So it is like it's responsible for the procurement activities here. These are all together a complete basic idea of the org structure. But tomorrow again I will show you one document here. Okay, so for simple understanding purpose, so what is like a purchase organizations, what is store locations? So one document is there. So today I don't want to make you confuse the session 1, but tomorrow I will make you convince. Again I will show you like I have 2 documents is there with me. The document I will show you what is client. Again I will show you what is the definitions of the client, company code, plants. So once tomorrow you are ready, so if you are able to understand this org structure, then I'll show practically classes here. Okay, Akash and Mazid and Samiksha and Vinit now. Is it clear for you all? Questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tomorrow.
Hello. So can you
Yeah.
once explain me, in purchase organization, can you explain me the difference between cross plant and central plant organization?
Okay. Right. So here the central purchase organization is responsible for all the plants at client level here. Suppose I have altogether I have 10 plants or 15 plants or 20 plants, whatever the number of plants, which is responsible for all the plants here. Like a Tata Steel plant, Tata Motors plant, and TCS plants here. It is quite
Okay.
opposite to cross layer. What is cross plant here? It is not responsible for all the plants. Maybe it is responsible for 2 plants or 3 plants or 4 plants or 8 plants, but it is not responsible for all the plants. That's what is called a cross plant. If any purchase organization is responsible for more than one plant, it's called cross plant. Not for all the plants at client level.
Okay. Okay.
So tomorrow I have a document. In the document, you can see pictorial representation. What is client, how it look like, what is company code, what is company, what is plant, what is store location. So that document will help you. So now tomorrow, today time will not sufficient. So tomorrow once again I'll show the document, then you will understand. And I have another document also. Both the documents I will show you. And if possible, I'll show you tomorrow org structure once again show you with the document. Then if you are all are okay, then we'll go for the how to define this enterprise structure in SAP server. I will show you. Meanwhile, if anybody will not get the credentials, first you take the credentials from the institute here. Okay. So tomorrow,
Okay.
please join with the same time, same link. Thank you. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.